Some stories are not meant to be rushed because they do not begin with violence. They begin with love. In the late 1920s, Mexico was tearing itself apart. The government declared war on the church. Public worship was forbidden. Priests were hunted. Faith was treated like a disease that needed to be cured. To believe openly was dangerous. To pray aloud was an act of defiance. And in the small town of Sahuayo, Michoacán, a boy was watching all of it unfold. His name was José Sánchez del Río, and he was 14 years old, not hardened by life, not trained for war, not chasing heroism. He was a son who loved his mother, a child who loved Christ, a boy who could not understand why loving God had suddenly become a crime. When the Cristero uprising began, José felt something stir in his heart. Not anger, not hatred, a quiet conviction. He asked to go with the Cristeros. His mother said no. And how could she say yes? She knew what war does to boys. She knew that children don't come back the same if they come back at all. But José looked at her, not with rebellion, but with urgency. And he said words no mother is prepared to hear. Mama, don't let me lose this opportunity to gain heaven so easily and so soon. Not shouted, not dramatic, spoken from a heart that already knew what mattered most. Eventually, he was allowed to join, not as a soldier, but as a helper, carrying supplies, tending horses, serving wherever he was needed. And then came the moment that revealed who José truly was. In the chaos of battle, a Cristero general's horse was shot. If the general was captured, many others would follow. Without hesitation, José dismounted. He ran to the general and said, "Take my horse, you are far more important than I am." Think about that, a 14-year-old boy offering his life, not because he hated death, but because he loved something more. The general escaped. José stayed behind. He fought until he had nothing left, and then he was captured. What followed was cruelty, not justice. They imprisoned him, they mocked him, they demanded one thing: deny Christ, just say the words, just survive. But José would not. From his cell, he wrote to his mother, not in fear, not in despair, but in peace. He told her he was ready, that he was not afraid, that he died happy, close to God, and he asked her, his mother, to be strong. Then the torture began. They cut the soles of his feet, and they forced him to walk. Every step tore open flesh. Every step left blood behind him. As he walked through the town, people watched, some weeping, some terrified, everyone powerless. They brought him to the cemetery. They dug his grave in front of him. One last time they offered him life. All he had to do was deny the one he loved. José looked at them and refused. Before the executioner raised his gun, José cried out, "Viva Cristo Rey." Long live Christ the King, not as a slogan, as a prayer. Then came the shot and silence. But something strange happens when a martyr dies. The body falls, but the truth stands taller. The government believed fear could erase faith, that pain could make the soul surrender. Instead, a child proved them wrong. José Sánchez del Río did not overpower anyone. He simply refused to kneel. And in doing so, he showed the world something terrifying and beautiful. That truth does not need permission. That courage does not wait for adulthood. And that sometimes heaven is won not by strength, but by love that will not let go. Saint José Sánchez del Río, pray for us.